I urge you not to cherish golden robes, but to cherish your youthful days. Good morning, today is Monday, July 8, 2024. Today in history, on this day 135 years ago, the Wall Street Journal, founded by Dow Jones in the United States, was first published. Established in 1889, the Wall Street Journal has become the largest paid circulation newspaper in the United States, with over 2 million copies. Published in New York, it focuses on financial news, influencing daily international economic activities. Qingqiao, bridging the business world and delivering information to you. Welcome to today's Qingqiao Morning News. Let's start with political updates. French Prime Minister calls for united front against far right. Comprehensive news from Paris. On July 3, French Prime Minister Adel warned that far-right leader Le Pen's anti-immigration National Alliance was close to winning more than half of the seats. He called on voters to form a united front in the upcoming second round of parliament to block the far-right in elections. Former French Prime Minister Philippe, who remains influential in the pro-Macron camp, said he would vote for a communist candidate to thwart the far-right in his constituency. Le Pen criticized President Macron's centrist camp and the left-wing coalition for joining forces to prevent the National Alliance from winning a majority, stating that the French were capable of deciding what is good for the country. Previously, according to a poll released by an authoritative organization, the National Alliance was expected to win only 190 to 220 seats in the 577-seat parliament, far lower than the 289 seats needed to form a government on its own. Risk consultancy Eurasia Group said the National Alliance's hopes of gaining an outright majority had been undermined by opposition to the far right. Thousands of South Korean patients urge doctors to end strike. According to comprehensive news from Seoul on July 4, over 1,000 patients and family members from 102 patient groups in South Korea staged demonstrations urging doctors and professors to end their strike to prevent further disruption to public health services. Around 300 protesters gathered in Seoul, demanding an immediate halt to the strike and advocating for legislation to prevent future strikes. The ongoing strike has severely impacted hospital operations, leading to delays or cancellations of critical treatments. In May this year, the government finalized a plan to increase medical school enrollments by 2025, aiming to address doctor shortages amidst a rapidly aging population. However, thousands of doctors opposed the plan, citing concerns over its potential impact on the quality of specialist education. Recently, senior doctors and medical professors from major medical institutions joined an indefinite strike in solidarity, while many doctors have suspended outpatient care and non-urgent surgeries. Asan Hospital in Seoul has adjusted its operations and reduced the scope of treatments. The Emergency Response Committee forecasts a 49% year-on-year decrease in surgeries and a 30.5% decrease in outpatient visits on the first day of these adjustments. Severance Hospital, affiliated with Yonsei University in Seoul, has suspended operations since the 27th of last month. Following suit, Korea University Hospital and Chungbuk National University Hospital plan to either suspend or limit clinics starting on the 12th and 26th of the month, respectively. Secondly, we'll bring you updates on military-related news. Russia develops new missiles, rules out preemptive strikes. According to Reuters on July 4, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced during a press conference that Russia has initiated the development of new medium-range missiles and is preparing for their production. However, he emphasized that Russia would not deploy these missiles unless the United States does so first. Putin underscored that Moscow's actions would be reactive rather than preemptive. Regarding former U.S. President Donald Trump's suggestion to swiftly end the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, Putin stated that Russia would take the proposal seriously. Last month, Putin had outlined Russia's conditions for ending the war, including Ukraine's abandonment of NATO membership aspirations and ceding control of 4 disputed provinces to Russia. Ukraine promptly rejected these terms, characterizing them as capitulation. Now, let's turn our attention to the latest economic news. BYD opens Southeast Asia's first electric vehicle factory in Thailand. On July 4, BYD, a Chinese electric vehicle giant, launched Southeast Asia's inaugural electric vehicle production line in Thailand, fostering the nation's evolution into a regional hub for electric vehicle manufacturing. BYD chairman and President Wang Chuanfu presided over the opening ceremony in Rayong province and highlighted, Thailand has a clear vision of electric vehicles and is entering a new era of automobile manufacturing. We will bring Chinese technology to Thailand. Thailand, historically a pivotal center for vehicle assembly and exports dominated by Japanese giants like Toyota, Honda, and Isuzu, has recently received robust government backing for electric vehicle development. This includes subsidies, favorable tax policies, and a surge in Chinese investments exceeding $1.44 billion. BYD's new $490 million facility boasts an annual production capacity of 150,000 vehicles and plans to integrate battery and other critical component assembly in the future, further cementing Thailand's position in the global electric vehicle market. Now, here is some important safety information. Whooping cough cases surge in Australia, tens of thousands affected in 2 states. According to Australian health authorities, data from the Ministry of Health revealed a significant rise in whooping cough cases in New South Wales, NSW, and Queensland during the first 6 months of this year. In NSW, there were 5,372 reported cases, while Queensland recorded 4,951 cases. This marks a sharp increase compared to the entire year of 2023, when NSW reported 927 cases and Queensland reported 914 cases. Due to a nationwide shortage of antibiotics in Australia, NSW Health has restricted general practitioners to prescribing only 2 specific antibiotics. These medications are essential for treating pneumonia, whooping cough, and other respiratory infections. The Australian Therapeutic Goods Administration has acknowledged that resolving the antibiotic shortage will take time, but alternatives are available on the market. Whooping cough, a highly contagious respiratory disease, is more severe in children than adults and can lead to complications such as pneumonia, convulsions, vomiting, and even death. The last major outbreak of whooping cough in Australia occurred between 2015 and 2016. Air pollution kills over 30,000 people annually in India. According to Bloomberg News on July 4, the medical journal Lancet Planetary Health published a research report highlighting the severe air quality crisis in India. The study revealed that in 10 surveyed cities, air pollution contributes to approximately 33,000 deaths annually. Most affected cities are in coastal areas like Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, and Bengaluru, where air quality is moderate. Surprisingly, even in Shimla, known for relatively clean air, 3.7% of deaths were linked to pollution. Researchers analyzed 3.6 million deaths from 2008 to 2019, mapping PM2.5 particulate distribution to draw attention from authorities. PM2.5, a tiny carcinogenic pollutant, penetrates the bloodstream and poses significant health risks. The study also indicated that exposure to high levels of particulate matter within just 48 hours can shorten life expectancy. Finally, here's some intriguing cultural news. World's oldest cave paintings found in Indonesia. Recent news from Paris. An archaeological team from Griffith University in Australia has used new laser technology and computer software to discover 51,200-year-old murals in a limestone cave in southern Sulawesi, Indonesia. These are the oldest hand-painted murals found to date. Discovered in 2017, the severely peeled mural's age was previously undetermined. The mural depicts 3 people surrounding a large pig. Archaeologists are unsure of the story the painter intended to convey. It is believed to have been created by early humans who migrated through Southeast Asia, possibly en route to Australia around 65,000 years ago, marking some of the earliest human presence on the continent. Early Homo sapiens are thought to have evolved in Africa approximately 300,000 years ago, with the earliest known depictions of humans found in South Africa, an estimated 100,000 years old, consisting of simple lines and patterns drawn with ochre. Financial newsletter. According to London Financial News, the spot price of soybean meal recently plummeted to its lowest level in nearly 3 years. On July 4, the spot price was 3,310.86 yuan per ton, marking a decline of 14.28 yuan per ton or 0.43% from the previous day. Compared to the same period last year, when it stood at 4,258.57 yuan per ton, this reflects a year-on-year decrease of 22.25%. Furthermore, compared to its peak in November 2022 at 5,699.71 yuan per ton, the current price shows a significant decrease of 41.91%. That's all for today's Xinjiang Morning News. Thank you for listening.